have the honor and privilege to the whole thing as per the recognition now by the powers conferred on me by the program manager, Abdul Idris. I have that honor to invite him for.
Thank you very much, the MC. Let me start by welcoming you all to our first leg of town hall meetings on the fight against corruption and accountability using local communities as change agents. The program and concept by Wadata Communication Nigeria Limited, owners of Prestige Radio Mina, Niger State, is supported by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation. Is aimed at stepping into difficult terrain of fight against corruption through investigative journalism and reportage on radio productions in 12 radio stations across 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. The essence of town hall meeting is to make appraisal of new concept of fighting corruption with a view of reducing corruption in Nigeria through citizen participation in governance and ensuring community practice on investigative journalism. We are happy to note here, during the short period of the program for anti-corruption on 12 radio stations across 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, 36 journalists and producers were trained by Wadata Communication with the support of MacArthur Foundation on investigative journalism rudiments. Indeed, this young and talented journalist has demonstrated their skills and improvement on the quality of reportage on corruption issues, which has not only raised an awareness among communities and various strata of the society, but has impacted on the life of people and community at large. For instance, program at Prestige FM Mina Paramato, Whistleblower, aired last month, uncovered a monumental corruption on the estimated billings by Electricity Distribution Company, AEDC, at Kontagora, Niger State. As a result of the program, the community resolved to synergize for distribution and collection of bills and payments. Today, the practice of non-remittance of actual funds has been reduced and revenue has risen from 5 million naira every month to more than 60 million naira monthly in Kontagora City alone. This development led to the sacking of 10 staff engaged in shoddy deals at AEDC. Also, in Imo State, while we produce and air programs in Pidgin, Shine Your Eyes, and Igbo languages, respectively, on corruption in the handling of beggars on the streets, where officials usually collect kickbacks to allow the beggars back on the street. The program led the government action where these beggars were taken back off the streets. Indeed, this is something that should be replicated in all communities. Wadata Communication increase awareness on the fight against corruption among rural communities, as well as collaborate and share information or findings with journalists and media organizations, relevant security agencies, community and religious leaders on the menace of corruption and the need to demand for accountability. We therefore urge community leaders and non-governmental organizations to cooperate with journalists in the production of investigative reports on the fight against corruption. Community members and radio listeners will be engaged in anti-corruption dialogue and discuss to achieve maximum results, while communities are obliged to own the fight against corruption. We in this hall and listeners can make a change by ensuring active participation in the fight against corruption using local languages and communities for the betterment of our society. Once more, you are welcome to this town hall meeting on anti-corruption and production of good governance and accountability, as well as we request you to continue in the fight against corruption.
Jama'a ya yi magana a harshen Turanci a takaice duk wanda ke nan zauren da ya ji abin da cewa za ka iya yi. Ya ba mu misali kamar abu daga har an samu kawo tsari da gyara a cikin al'amarin azzalumai daga cikinsu. Kuma gabaki da irin wannan abu girma ya yi, gwamnati tana da haƙƙi a kan talakawa wanda take jagora. Ya dace wasu kowa ya yi aikin da ya dace yi. Haƙƙi ne idan ka ga abu na tafiya ba daidai ba. Da za ka kai a hukumance, hukumar 'yan sanda masu sa za a iya kai wa kuka aikin namu ne gaba ɗaya. Gwamnati ba za ta iya abin ta kaɗai. Sai kayi ma yana kayi na za mu nuna gwamnati mu ne muka kayi gida ma gwamnati ce ta jama'a kuma dan jama'a domin jama'a yi. Ya kamata ka san kwalwata wannan wa aka ba aikin kwalwata a nawa kuma aka ba su waye za su.
Of the project. The project manager cannot do it alone. That is the simple truth. He has to work with his people. And if he's not providing the right leadership, there's going to be a challenge. So we want to also appreciate those who are working directly or indirectly with him to put this together. This town hall meeting will not be successful if the delegates are not here. So I want to thank the delegates for coming. We sincerely appreciate it. My task is very simple, though I don't know how long I have. You know, I'm a teacher. The danger is that if you allow me the free space, maybe we won't leave this place until later in the day. You know, corruption is a very serious issue. It's a very serious what? Issue. It's a matter that is troubling every one of us. If you love this country, you will be bothered about corruption. You will be. And the moment it is mentioned, I mean, the excitement, the passion to fight against it should naturally be there. Everything that has been wrong with this country has to do with what? Corruption. In high places, in small places. You know, they call the university the ivory tower, the center of excellence, center of knowledge, isn't it? Ideal place where the best should happen, isn't it? Hello? But I report that the ivory towers are not what you expected of them. They have become something else. And that means we're in trouble. If you're expecting the best to come, and that's the worst, then of course, what do we expect of other places? I'm very excited to be given this privilege and opportunity to have some experience sharing moment, as we have now. Everybody knows Buhari very well. That is a corruption fighter. He has zero tolerance for what? For corruption. This is somebody who was head of state, commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Yet he wrote to a bank to apply for a loan to build a house. He was then currently a president, a sitting president, or a sitting head of state. But he had applied for loan to build a house. All he required was just to instruct houses of this kind of design or standard should be built for him wherever he wants. Well, luckily I'm speaking where we have empirical evidence everywhere what I'm talking about. You know those who are in the high hills, in Mina here. So when you compare that with a similar head of state, who instead decided to apply for bank loan to build a house, you can imagine what it stands for from the beginning. But the truth of the matter is that how much can one person do? That is the simple truth. That is the simple truth. Corruption is not a Nigerian product alone. corruption as a word is not our word. So there's corruption everywhere. But what have they done differently? They have fought it together, everyone. It is everyone's business to say no to corruption. Because I don't know how much time I have, I don't want to spend all the time just talking outside my slide, then they said we have 5 minutes more. Then I'll be in trouble. So Nigeria or Singapore, quickly, then we'll look at some other variables that are there. I have a very interesting slide and I want you to closely pay attention to. Then you understand what corruption has done to this country. Singapore is a small country of 5 million people. I know it's the difficulty in comparing a 5 million people country and a 200 million people country. But it says small is beautiful, isn't it? Yes. Hello? So what is it that Singapore has done well? Then maybe we can copy. Now, let's quickly look at, in terms of road quality, Singapore is number 2 in the world. Now, this ranking is out of 137 countries in the world, including the US, including China, second largest economy in the world, including Japan, third largest economy in the world, including Germany, fourth largest economy in the world, including United Kingdom, fifth largest economy in the world. Although it looks like by 2025, India is ready to send Britain out of the top 5. It was awarded by Jonathan in his 2011 bid for presidential votes from Niger State. From 2011, we're in 2019. 8 years, that road has not been done.
Associate Professor have spoken elaborately about corruption and the many facets of corruption in Nigeria. And he has also spoken on the various steps that need to be taken to deal with corruption. However, I was scheduled to speak in Hausa by the organizers, but having observed the coloration of the audience here, I felt that English is a medium that nearly all of us here understand. And if I decide to speak in local language, we may shortchange some few individuals from my observation. But again, if the audience allowed me, I can still go ahead and speak in Hausa in as much as the message will be received. Ga waɗanda suka shirya wannan taro, musamman wakilin mai girma sarkin Mina wanda ya zo nan tare da mu da kuma wanda ya masa rafiya da duk wasu waɗanda suke na wurin. Kamar yadda shi wato profesa ya yi jawabi a harshen turanci, ya yi magana ne akan batun wato cin hanci da karɓar rashawa da irin barna da wannan ɗabi'a ta kawo musamman a cikin al'ummar Najeriya. Cin hanci, karɓar rashawa sun kasance abubuwa ne guda biyu tagwaye da suke tafiya tare. A duk lokaci, duk tsawon tarihin Najeriya a sakale suke dangane da yadda muke tafiyar da abubuwa. A Najeriya muna da damammaki da dama, musamman na ganin cewa an samu ci gaba kamar yadda aka samu a sauran kasashe a duniya. Muna da ni'imomi daban-daban kama daga ma'adanai da kuma ɗimbin al'umma waɗanda suke cike da fasaha da hazaƙa da ƙwazo da ilimi da komai. Duk abin da ake tunani a ƙasashen duniya 'yan Najeriya ma suna da shi. Kuma za ta iya samun ci gaban da ake gani a ko'ina a duniya.
Talking about what we're here for today, which is corruption. It has been already defined by the prof and the doctor, but however, let me chip in a bit. Corruption can be described as when someone takes undue advantage of his office to enrich himself or perpetrate illegalities to benefit him. And by implication, anybody that takes what does not belong to him or her, he is a thief and should be treated as such. However, my role here today is to talk about the role our agency has been playing in the fight against corruption. We have several programs line up towards that. Now, first of all, let me start by talking about the specific role of National Orientation Agency. National Orientation Agency is the powerhouse that drives attitudinal change, which is the foundation of national change. And fighting corruption has to do with attitudinal change among others. However, let me avail you with the objectives and the functions of the agency as stated in its enabling instrument. 1. Communicating government policies, programs, and activities to the people. Mobilizing favorable public opinion and support for government policies, programs, and activities. Providing feedback to government on people's reaction to its policies, programs, and activities. Promoting Nigerian value and positive attitude through program of value reorientation.
For the first time in Nigeria, we have a government that is willing to discuss corruption and that is ready to present corruption as a problem. I think that is the most remarkable achievement of this government. Even if they didn't do anything, I think they have scored a point. Hitherto, we were shy to see anything about corruption. In fact, if you talk about corruption in the past, you have to, say it in whispers, because their agents are all around you, and you don't know what may happen to you the next time. In this society, we have 1,001 people that, when they report or talk about corruption, they become victims. And they are there at different levels. So we thank God for bringing this kind of government. But if we check ourselves, we're likely to see corruption. Corruption at that level, we're not likely to succeed, at the higher levels. All of us is to, for instance, if we follow it step by step as presented, I'm sure
the pressure you are putting on people to
that you cannot fight corruption or any otherwise if you cannot easily locate and make use of the tripod of morality. And the tripod of moralities are our conscience, the laws, or the laws that guide us, that is societal norms, values that we grow up with to come and do that, the value, the core values that we grow up with, that we should always do the right thing. This is the second, and the most important, divine ordination. What your religion tells you. By the time you locate these three things, you'll be able to fight corruption and any other vice in our society.
The subject of this particular forum, which is corruption, has eaten deep down into our system and our bodies, that it's taken us so long and difficult to overcome. But like the last speaker has just said, if we go back to our morals and our religion and our sense of responsibility, I think, and with the prayers, by the special grace of God, will come out of it. So I want to thank everybody for being here and say that the Public Complaints Commission is empowered by Cap P37, Law of the Federation of Nigeria, 2014, to fight corruption, social, administrative injustices in all its ramifications. Our offices are wide open, our services are free. If you can't speak English, when you come, we have officers that will write down your complaint and process it. We not only receive complaints, we initiate complaints ourselves, and we forward complaints to relevant bodies. because there are certain complaints that we are not allowed to entertain, but we can refer them to the relevant bodies. So thank you very much.
The Public Complaints Commission, Niger State, office, have been collaborating with Wadata Communication, particularly Prestige FM, and with our content partners, the Crusaders, and in fact, is one of the main issues in which we are investigating a monumental corruption within the within the State Ministry of Education, particularly on two key issues about ZPAD for teachers, in which 200 and something million was, disbursed, and without, disbursement of the ZPAD to teachers, about 7,000 teachers, and I don't think they have even supplied up to 1,000 ZPAD. And the Public Complaint Commission has been doing that. And we are coming to the teachers' end one, is another corruption. We are coming to that. So thank you very much for coming.
Straight to the point. Anti-corruption is one thing that everybody should be part of, because it is what is eating us deep down in our fabrics, and it has actually messed up this country and has taken us back so many years. The Crusaders, as we know it today in Niger State, is a program that seeks to flesh out, like we always say, the monkey hand. The monkey hand. That is the corrupt people in the society. The mother of Crusaders is Oga Landlord Foundation. It is a foundation, so whatever work we do is free of charge. The advocacy, the investigations, everything we do is free of charge. Having said that, we would like to come to the main point, talking about how communities interface to fight corruption. We've had reasons to thank the society here in Niger State. Wadata Communications, most especially with our very good relationship, Prestige Radio, the Nigerian Police Force, the Directorate of State Security, and all other organs that have been helping us to make sure that we deliver on our promise of making sure that we give voice to the voiceless.
Is it with Nigeria that we cannot speak the law again or implement it? Is it the civil servants that have forgotten the civil service rules that we cannot do it? Have we just refused to obey our own morals and abide by them? Well, the Wadata Communication are here. Our able representatives have said enough. If there are people, if there are organizations, individuals that will come up with another simple means of fighting this menace that is eating each and every nook and corner of this country. There is none of analyzing these things. You see the economy, the education, they are all gone, and almost are all gone.
Because most of the time we talk about corruption because the white men are interested in it. MacArthur Foundation sponsoring this. Illuminati Foundation is not sponsoring it. Dangote Foundation is not sponsoring it. I said last time that if we are to spend our money to sponsor these things, who will take corruption serious? We are not fighting corruption. I'm here to be convinced that we are fighting corruption. What we are doing is political. Because if we are fighting corruption, corruption is happening in the police station. Oga is here, let them go to the police station and tackle it. Bail is free, but I go to the police station every time fighting with policemen because they will not allow people to go unless you pack with money.
By standing by the group to see how we can leverage on the opportunity we have now to reclaim most of our lost glory in the state. If you look at it, we have so many problems, and the much problem we face in the society, most especially Niger Light, is
they took our docility for granted, and that is why everywhere you are in the States, people penetrate anyhow and commit so many atrocity and go away with it. We're not only dealing with NEPA's issues alone, we have so many things that we are doing to shout on the issue of corruption in the society.
I'm more or less like a deviant. I do not follow some rules that are made in majesty. Let me start by appreciating the guest speaker. Please, I'm feeling that by the time I report this case, what will happen to the legal implication? The chief asks a question that all this matter we are speaking starts and end. There is a recent study that showed that the police is #1 when you talk about corruption in Nigeria. Now, when you report corruption, when you say it's also police station, they collect money before they give bail, and police catch you, who will bail you?
Here that we indeed have a good theme here, fight against corruption. But then I think corruption is a creation of the elites. And we have, in our quest to continue to dominate the ordinary Nigeria out there in the rural community, have extended it to them. So to succeed in the fight against corruption, we may not have to necessarily remain in halls in Mina like this, but go to the rural communities and speak in the language that Lieutenant Tala spoke. If you go to my village and you tell them Mr. A was a governor, he was a commissioner, and he was corrupt, my village man does not know what you're talking about. But you go to my village and you tell them, they say Mr. A is Ibechi, even the one going to Yuku. But before you know it, he has no place to go back to in the house. And outside that also, corruption, we identify political corruption. I must tell you that as I'm standing here, and I'm sure I'll meet some of you later, I have 11 letters here that we have written to concerned government individuals that the water in my community is contaminated and my people have been drinking it for 3 years. I was to be arrested in the area commander's office in Bida because we made this complaint.
That is the actual way to start fighting corruption. If we cannot get our education right, there is no way we can ever solve the issue of corruption in Nigeria.
I want to first begin by sharing with the audience our contribution. My name is Habila Mohammed Kudu. I'm the Secretary, Youth Renaissance and Transformation Initiative. We have collaborated with the Development Initiative of West Africa, DIWA, which have trained at least 36 religious leaders and 16 secondary schools in the fight against corruption, also under the support of MacArthur. And we are currently monitoring the progress of these individuals who have been trained.
Founder, Young Girls Foundation. Sir, and to our guest speaker, thank you, sir. But I've been saying this and I will say it here, since this is corruption talk. There is a difference between stealing and corruption. We must get it right. If I embezzle money,
That's embezzlement.
it's stealing. I stole that money. But corruption is a chain or is a system that takes place. It is a system. And the only way you can also fight it is also to set up a system to also fight. That is why TSA is subsisting today, because it is a system. That is why the BVN is also succeeding today, because it is also a system.
And stamp out corruption completely. I think we need to look inwards into institutions. Because, for example, like one speaker said, the anti-graft agencies are also in support of corruption. And I can cite many examples. For example, I think in 2016, there was a GES program that was going on. And it was a lot of fraud under Ministry of Agriculture, Federal Ministry of Agriculture. I personally wrote a petition on it with pictorial evidences to the AGF's office and also the SSA to the President of Prosecution. I submitted a petition, followed it up, but nothing was done.
My job is so simple. It's just to give votes of thanks. So much has been said. So much has been said. Is it okay? About this project about the menace of corruption. It pains me a lot when I see that and look back the time I graduated from the university. I got 3 jobs. When I applied for my admission, I didn't know anybody. I just went and saw my name pasted. I was given an admission. Today is different. You cannot get a job until you pay for it. You cannot even get attended at some of our hospitals unless you know someone or you bribe. You cannot get bail until you pay for it. And you keep quiet. And the police told us bail is free. They pasted it at the police station. We still want to pay. Why do we want to pay? Why can't we come out and bring out these bad habits? Buhari cannot do it alone. The ministers cannot do it alone. We have to come out and do it.